AMC here, back at the 50-yard range. Another beautiful day. I've got a rough layout, about 24 by 60 barn or pavilion, about 20 feet in from the edges. So we're 100 wide, 60 in the middle, gives us 20 on each side. So I've got a sawhorse and a little chunk of plywood set out at 50, it's actually 55 yards off that north post. And that gives us about 5 yards behind the plywood to the berm. So we get a little bit of room of adjustment. I got to measure the mower deck width, make sure we can get behind the target with the lawn care equipment and possibly tractor. But I guess we could always pull the targets if we've ever got to do any berm maintenance and lift that up. I don't know. What do you think? We get the side of the berm here, and we got a side here. Let me walk around the west side first. So on this west side, this is where we've always staged and incorporated our archery practice sight-in area. We got a 20, a 30, and a 40-yard bag set out here with a stand to rest your bows on. We got clubhouse, we've got storage barn, parking, driveway. Most of the time when people are coming up for the archery events or any of the other events, they're parking kind of around these this general island area. We've got the little pink stripes or the pink ribbons around these trees are oaks that have succumbed to the whatever gypsy moths are called now. So those oaks are coming out. So this cluster in the middle is going to disappear. And we've got one, maybe two more, depending on how they grow out. This oak on the end looks like that's about dead too. So our parking will be able to, you can see my mini truck van thing as reference. We'll probably come in 20 feet, 30 feet or better off this existing drive, be able to have some additional parking spots up there. Archery can probably stage up there as well. Again, we got 50 yards set up here. So the dedicated low power range, this is going to be rimfire, air gun type stuff only. And then we're shooting to the north with it so we can do our civilian marksmanship rimfire games. And then this side has traditionally been our archery setup. But as you can see, our berms are missing here, like we don't have any. So next up is the discussion of, do we need a berm in between these two ranges? My opinion is yes, we do. I do not want somebody aiming, careen an arrow off from this upright and spit it over there. Because even though we've got set up at 50 yards, which is going to be about here, looking due east, and then our 10 yards is there, we still will advance about 25 yards for doing the standing slow fire and rapid fire. And then additionally, while people are coming out here to retrieve their arrows from 30 yards or the 40 yards, if we look backwards, you can see the stakes. So you are going to be forward of the firing line of the rimfire with this little bit of stuff thrown in between us, kind of as a hedge, sort of. I mean, it is a barrier, but I think that's got to go up a little higher. Or maybe we reconsider our bow range, and maybe we set up archery on our low power. Then at that point, we run the risk that some, let's say, mentally deficient individual starts taking 22s and pellets and shooting into our archery bags. That probably would pose a problem. because all those carbon fiber arrows are not going to like running across pellets. I don't know. Leave some comments. See what you guys say on that. Oh yeah, let's just cut intermediate across this berm, and we'll jump up on the other side. But yeah, otherwise they did a beautiful job leveling this off. I haven't drug a transit up here. It still looks like we have a slight grade up to the north, but we might, I don't know. I think with all of this blow sand, we're not going to have any problems with drainage. That's going to be, well, we'll just cut out through this back corner. So that's the other thing, is this corner is not pulled all the way up super high. So any splatter, anything that throws out, if we have any steel targets out here, we might have an issue with things not being captive. Back side of the berm, we still have, I don't know, looks like maybe 2 feet worth of fall getting down to a low spot here. So again, most of this is just deadfall of trees we've shoved up, get out of the way, rough in for the berm. But while I'm walking down the east side, no, it's not because I've got a death wish trying to pick up ticks or some hairy spider thing that lives in this tall grass. Is on this back side, we've got a couple of archery targets set up. So let's see, where am I? Not quite at 50 yards yet. I'm probably about 35 yards forward of the backstop. Find a clear path to try to trudge through here. There's a goat. I think that's a goat. I'm not quite sure what that thing is. Sorry looking little foam something or another. And over here, looking west again, is a pig. So let's go behind the pig. Looks like we got a dead branch thing. It's probably going to be away in the way. And those, oh, here we are. Right on the back side of the pig is where our proposed shooting pavilion is going to be. So any arrows that are tossed at that pig that miss, that might maybe careen off from one of these trees, could potentially fly over top of that 4-foot barricade of deadfall stuff and end up over on that range. So I think we need a little more consideration. And of course from here you can see all the way across and see the bags for the practice area. I don't know, any range experts out there? What do you say? Dig another hole, push up some more dirt. I mean, we don't have any berms on the side of our 400 yard. We've got actually less than that along the side. But then again, we don't have any activities going on to the west or the east of that entire high power range. Where on this side, we've got already existing activities to the east and the west. So maybe we reincorporate the archery practice over to here. That'll give the archers a shaded place to hang out. Or if the weather is horrible, I guess that gives them a place to hang out too if it's raining or nasty weather. hang out under the pavilion. The only conflict would be is if we have overlapping dates between archery and any activities going on a rimfire. And then again, 24 by 60. Any thoughts or comments on the size of that structure? Plan on going up probably 12-foot sidewalls. You can get that roof up higher, give us a little more flexibility on use for the future. Plus then being 12 foot up, that's going to help mitigate any echo coming back off from the roofing, because we're a 412 pitch truss is what we're looking at for here. And for the snow load in West Michigan, this close to Lake Michigan, we're in Muskegon County, we get a fair amount of snow. So I think we're probably only 412 on the barn and on the clubhouse. I don't think that one's 6. That one's probably only 412 as well on the other rifle pavilion. But we are making progress. We just want to make sure that we keep making forward progress and not backwards progress. I guess that'd be regress. But I digress. Thanks for watching. Tune in for future updates.